Controversial Bill Burns, and nobody likes a quitter.
Lately, everyone been talking crazy. Feel like everybody's got some to say. They misinterpreted my good intentions and expected I was just gonna step away. If there's a heart that pumps and there's a breath to take, then I won't bite my tongue as long as I'm awake. And they don't have the guts to make a dumb mistake. I'd rather crash a car than never touch the brakes. I built this in-house. They're the kind of people that be dying for exposure. They're the kind of people that get mad and lose composure. They're the kind of people that are never going forward. They're just the ones that are looking for apologies. Hating real loud, but they follow me. Screaming at the top of their lungs, I'm the scum of the earth. In the same damn breath, trying to preach about equality.
Welcome to Matrix Wars. It's been a very long time, a couple days since I've uploaded. I've had a couple of things going on in my life, a lot of schoolwork going on, college, it gets the better of us. But tonight I went and saw The Crimes of Grindelwald, which is the most recent Harry Potter movie that came out today. So I wanted to give a short review about it, what I thought about it, what are my views, my opinions on it, and generally, should you go see it or not. Now, if you're not a Harry Potter fan, then I, obviously would not recommend you going and seeing this movie. But if you've had a mild interest in it, I will definitely say this. Harry Potter is not my favorite fantasy franchise. I don't collect stuff. I don't buy stuff. I have the books. I've read them twice, the whole series maybe twice. Watched the movies through and through maybe twice. I'm not hardcore into it, but I do enjoy it. So I will admit that much. Now, when I saw Fantastic Beasts, the first one, and Where to Find Them, which came out a few years ago, I did like it, very much so. I found it very entertaining. And then this movie came out, and I heard mixed reviews. I watched Jeremy Jahns. He gave it a mixed review, which is like, there's some good things, but there was a lot of bad things. I think that the majority of what people are saying is that the movie is, the story and the plot is very convoluted. There's too many characters. It's hard to understand, and I get that. And I was like, so I was a little hesitant. I was like, should I even see this movie if it's really that bad? But I was like, you know what? I need to make my own decision. I need to have my own opinion. It's not Star Wars. It's not made by Disney. So I'll give it a shot. And so I went in with the knowledge of the plot being convoluted. And sure enough, they were correct. There are a lot of characters in this movie that if you can't have an attentive state of mind, you're going to lose track big time. My girlfriend has ADHD. She totally got lost halfway through the movie. She's like, I don't know what is going on. I had to really focus to be able to understand most of what was going on, and even some of it, I was just like, that makes no sense. What's going on? Thankfully, though, at the end, they wrap it up, and you basically are like, oh, that's what that was. So it made a little bit more sense by the end of the movie. I did like that part, that at least they explained it. The big positives, Jude Law, who plays the young Albus Dumbledore, is very good. I've always liked Jude Law. And surprisingly, Johnny Depp was very, very good as Grindelwald. There's a moment near the end of the movie where he gives a speech, and I thought it was a very good, it was a well-made speech. He did a very good job of it, acting-wise. It was very verbose, So I really like that. I was like, go Johnny Depp, You've been going through a lot. Maybe this can be your, your Iron Man, to get you back up on the horse, help you get back to sanity. Because I love Johnny Depp. I like a lot of the movies that he's been in. Obviously, Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, and this movie. He was very good in this movie. So let's just hope that he stays on this path. He did a very good job in it. The guy who plays Newt Scamander was okay. The rest of the characters, though, kind of fell flat. They did never, as Grace Randolph said, that none of the other characters really got to act. There was very little time. There's a couple of moments in it that I'm like, why was that even in there? Why did it need to be in there? Lots of nostalgia. Lots of nostalgia. Many moments where you do get the feels. They obviously put stuff in there to be like, oh, look, nod, nod, wink, wink, nudge, nudge with the elbow. Hey, look, don't you remember that from the Harry Potter movies? I think the best course of action for J.K. Rowling would be, after finishing this series, do actually something that people would love to watch, would be to have a sequel to the prequel, but yet a prequel to the original, which would be the original rise of Voldemort, which I think would be very interesting, and being able to see Harry's mom and dad and Snape and Hagrid, and being able to expound upon that a lot more. That's something I would be very interested in seeing. And even if it wasn't a movie or a television series, at least books, I wouldn't mind reading it. But yeah, so Crimes of Grindelwald, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Very few movies in this world will I ever go and rewatch again in theaters. This is not one I will rewatch. I might buy it on DVD. Or Blu-ray. I have all the Harry Potter movies, and I have the Fantastic Beasts. So I might as well go ahead and get this one. It'd be interesting to rewatch, but I'm not going to pay the ticket price of a theater concession stand when I could just use that money to buy the Blu-ray when it comes out, and then be able to rewatch it as many times, that I might need to rewatch it again, and be able to pause it, and whatnot. So, anyways, if you haven't watched the movie, hopefully this could give you a little bit of insight and hindsight into what it's like. If you've watched it, give me your review, what you thought about it. And if you're just like, whatever, you know what? As I always say at the end of every video, may the Force be with you.